Hi, hello. Um, so I just thought today we'll do a little bit on lower middle back and around the abdominal. So there's kind of going to be a lot of bend and twisting, but we're going to use the wall for support and nice strong legs. You can use, if you want, a chair for some of the postures or the wall to kind of lean your hands against, or the edge of a couch. You can just see the edge of my new couch just sticking out there. Whatever works for you really is the way to go forward with this. So it's been raining kind of on and off all day, and I went for a run before, so I've just stayed in my gym gear. So I'm a little bit hot, so I'm playing about with my yoga slippers, but I don't think I'm actually going to put them on today. I don't think I'm really going to need them, and I'm already hot, so it's not going to be good. Okay, now it feels like a while since we've been on the mat. I try and do a bit of practice every day. I hope that everybody does try, even if it's just a couple of stretches. I hope they try and do it a few times a week outside of the live sessions that we do. But I do try and do my own practice every day, even if it's just 10 minutes that I've got spare. I'll try and do something. But I know that I haven't been live and run a session for you guys in a while. So I'm sorry about that. And it does feel like a really long while. I've just got so much going on. We've got so many projects and DIY stuff and Anyway, we're going to take time just to come onto the mat, just to embrace being here. So we're going to do that seated. Now, you can get a cushion, or you can get a rolled up blanket, or you can get a block. Because we're just going to be here for a few minutes, I'm just going to put a block under my buttocks. And that also just helps to give you a bit of lift and support the middle back. And then take a seat that is comfortable for you. Pop your feet in whichever position feels good. Now, you can either have your legs out straight, you can have your knees bent, you can be leaning against the wall with your back straight if that feels good. But we're going to pop our hands onto our knees, and we're just going to lightly touch the thumb and the index finger together. Now you can either close your eyes or you can gaze down. I want you just to feel for your heartbeat. Feel inside your chest. Trying to keep your back as tall as you can and your crown tall but loose. Just going to pay attention to the heartbeat. In this moment, you're just breathing however feels comfortable for you. And there should be just light pressure between the thumb and the index finger. Now, I just want you to set an intention for this practice. So, it could be that you want to end this practice feeling peaceful or stretched or you want to end this practice feeling joyful, stronger, whatever is right for you, set that intention, grasp it in your mind. And as you breathe, I just want you to say the word to yourself. Slowly open your eyes or lift your gaze if you've just been gazing down. And then just relax your hands. Just staying in whatever position you're in, just going to turn the neck to look over the left shoulder. Now we want to keep the shoulders down. We don't want them to come up. We don't want them to go forwards or to go backwards. Everything's nicely lined. Just twisting, and you should feel a stretch across the back when you reach your edge. I'm just going to hold it there. About 4 or 5 breaths here. I'm going to come back on the in-breath to center. Breathe in again. On the exhale, we're going to go the other way to look over the right shoulder. Breathing in, coming back to center. Now we're just going to drop the whole head down. Then chin to chest. Inhale to center. I'm just going to drop the head back this time. Be careful not to allow the shoulders to come up. Okay, come back up to center. Okay, now keeping your legs again, whatever position you're comfortable in. I'm just going to swap my legs over because I've been on one side for a while. So if you have got your legs folded or your legs crossed, just swap them over, just so you get a bit of a stretch down the other side. If you've got your legs out straight or with your knees bent, just play with them a little bit. Just see whether you can, if they're bent, see if you can straighten them a little bit more, and if they're straight, see if you can actually just lean over a little bit more from the hips, just to give yourself a bit more stretch in the back and through the hips. And all we're going to do, we're just going to go round to the left. So we're going to take the left hand first. We're going to place it behind us. And then our right hand, we're going to bring it to the side of us. Now you can stay on your fingertips or you can drop down, whatever works for you. You can also have a little bit of a bend in your elbows if you need to. What time is it? Okay, that's fine. going to be here like this. Try and look straight ahead. And you'll find that it gives you a different stretch through the back. I'm going to come back up to centre. I'm going to go the opposite way. So right hand behind you. Got the wall here, or actually the end of my thing. Left hand down on the floor. As well, you can bend that back elbow if you need to. Got the session on my phone today. Okay, come back up to centre. Right, now, if you've got your legs straight, you're going to need to bend them. If you're on your block, you can stay on your block if you wish, or to see if you can get a bit more movement through the body, you can come off the block or the cushion. And we're going to stack the feet. We're going to try and get our feet on our knees. Now this will give you a big stretch in your legs. I'm just trying to warm up the legs for when we do a few more of the moves. And then we're just going to twist the other way again, pushing down on that left leg, looking over the left shoulder. Now you can look down, it will give you a deeper stretch along the obliques along the side here. It's completely up to you. You can play about with it. You can do a couple of breaths looking down, a couple of breaths up. Not going to be here for too long. I'm going to come back to centre and swap the legs round. I'm going to go the other way again. Looking over this right shoulder, or looking down to the floor, or a few breaths in both directions. Trying to keep your shoulders down and your back tall. Okay, back to centre. Now, whichever leg you've got on the top, just cross it over. And all we're going to do is just lean over this leg, stretching out some of the hip flexors. Try and get, if you can, your forehead or your chin to your knee. But if you can't, you could just be up here, just nice and tall. If you can only go over a little bit, that's fine. But if you can get over, try and keep the back as straight as you can. So from here, you're just literally bending at the hips and then dropping the head. You could also put your hands out to the side to give you a bit of support if you feel that you need to. lifting back up. I'm going to take the leg that's on top, and we're going to lift that up so our foot is on the floor. We're going to take the right leg and have it so that we're trying to get it straight line along the edge of the mat, and our feet facing out. So this foot is next to your thigh, so your right foot is next to your left thigh, and your left foot is facing away from you, but your knee and your ankle should be in some kind of alignment. Now, if this is too much, just relax this foot out, hold it there. If you can get it in, we're going to cup the knee with our elbow and look over the right hip. So get a good twist going on in that back. Keep your shoulders down and keep your back tall. Now again, you can either be on your fingers or down flat. Now this is going to get you in a couple of places. It's going to get you right across the hip flexors and your glutes, getting into that where your sciatic nerve comes from your lower back into your buttocks. And it should also get you on the sides here. Okay. Relax that down and bring yourself back to center. Just pop your feet on the floor. Just hug your knees. I'm going to go the other way. So your right leg is going to go down. Knee, ankle, alignment. Your right leg is going to come over. So your left leg is going to come over. And your foot is going to be in line with your right thigh. We're going to do this the opposite way. So we're going to hug this one in first, and then we're going to bend over. So, hugging it in. Now, if you can't get into to hug it in, like I said before, just be up tall. You won't get the same intensity of stretch, but you'll get something, or you might even just be like this with your arm over. If you can hug that knee in, it just really increases that stretch. And we're looking over the left thigh, making sure your shoulders stay down, away from the ears, that your back is as tall as you can get it to be. This is a really good deep stretch. I quite like this one, especially if I've been doing like mountain climbing or a long hike or long run. Really gets those muscles loosened up. Okay, bring yourself back to center and then just drop that left thigh over. Nice and tall in the back, leaning forward with the long straight back, and just dropping your head. And again, if you can't get that into that position, just be up tall or be over as far as you can go, even if that's with you leaning here, or even getting a cushion or a block and just leaning, because you'll still get a stretch. It just won't be as intense. Okay, bring yourself back up so your back is straight. Uncurl those legs. Plant yourselves on the floor. Give your knees a hug. Okay, from here, so you guys hopefully are all on your mat. I'm having to adjust myself. So we're here. All we're going to do is drop our hands behind us. Just lift up slightly. Try and lift up using your abdominal muscles. And we're just going to relax down. Find where's comfortable for your hands. Sometimes people like your arms, palms to be facing in the opposite direction, so you're more like this. Just find your space. You might need your arms a bit wider. Might need to drop your legs a bit more, but if you can, stack your knees and your ankles. And try and hold yourself up. You're using those core muscles. Try not to be pushing through your feet too much. I'm going to lower but not touch the floor. I'm going to come up again. Hold it for about 2 breaths. And then lower, don't touch the floor. Up again. 2 breaths. And then lower, not the floor. And up again. Lower down again. 2 more of these. Should be your last one. You haven't touched the floor yet. And relax your backside onto the floor. Bring your arms forward. And again, just hug those knees. Okay. Straightening your legs out. Again, you might want a block or a cushion. All tangled. You might want a block, cushion, rolled up blanket underneath your lower, under your backside. Either way, you're going to be nice and tall through your back and up in the crown. Toes are going to be pointing up. They're not going to be out like a ballerina. They're going to be pointing up. Extend that leg. Push down through the knees if you can. Hook your feet over. Keeping your back as straight as you can. We're going to pull ourselves forward. And then just hold it right there. And we're trying to keep the back as straight as we can. So we're bending and moving more from the hip and the lower back. Now I know that some people can go over and they can touch their toes, drop their elbows, and that's fine. But we're actually just trying to keep the back tall and bend from the lower back. Or like get a bit of movement in the lower back. You're never going to be able to go all the way over. Okay, relax there. I'm taking the strap around the right foot. Place your left hand just behind your left buttock. So you should feel like you're quite tall through your back and your shoulders. You're just going to lift. Now try and take as much of that strain, or it shouldn't be a strain, sorry, as much of the actual effort of lifting. Try and take it through your abdomen and the top of your thigh. I mean, you might even be able to do it without a strap, but really, you can really feel it. So if you need to, strap is there, the back is nice and straight. We're not going high. Keeping that left foot engaged. Really working through the core. Okay, relax it down. We're going to just swap over feet. The left foot in, right foot this time. Some tall through the back, tall through the crown. Just lift that left foot up. You might feel this quite a lot in the groin and the lower back. Okay, relax that down. Right, we're going to go up against the wall, but first we're going to have a back on the wall. So, plant the soles of your feet against the wall. Tuck your toes if you need to. And then lean back. What we're going to do is open our arms. Just over to one side. Try and get it so your arms are as stacked as they're going to be without your knees or your toes moving. You should get long stretch across the sides. Your back should be against that wall. Lift up to center. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to move my stuff that's in my way. I've got a bit more flex on this side. The reason we're using the wall is so that we can see if we're against the wall. Now you can go down as far as you can go down, that's fine. Just come back up. We're not going to be on our knees for too long, don't worry. So this time just move away just a little bit, so just the edges of your toes touching the wall. Come down. And as we're pushing against the wall, hands flat, just going to lift. Hold there. So it's a little bit like an upward supported bridge. Now hopefully you don't have an edge pushing your neck forward. But again, try and be tight through the core. Even have your arms the other way if you wish. And even if you can only get to here, that's fine. That's all you can do. If you can, push it out. Okay, and relax down. Okay, put your hands on the knees. What we're going to do, lift our left leg, place the knee on the wall. And we're going to do a round of 10 cat-cows. Now I'm just going to, because obviously I'm on my worktop, so I'm just going to tuck my toes over the top. But if you're up against the wall, obviously your toes will just be more kind of ballerina. Now try and keep your hip and your knees in line On both feet. On both feet. On both sides. Shoulders, elbows, wrists. Oh, that hurts. It's an edge. It doesn't feel very nice. Okay, so we're going to do 10 cat-cows, so remember. We're going to do it with our leg up in the air. We're going to hold ourselves strong through the core. Okay? Drop your leg back down, bring it in line, the right. We're going to go the other side. Now I know it feels like we're not getting much movement through the back, but we're getting enough. Now I know I keep moving my feet, it's because it's a really sharp edge, and as I'm coming up, it's actually really digging into my foot, and it really hurts. I'm a wimp. Okay. So I'm going to go again for a round on this side. Remember, nice and strong through the core. Drop your legs down. Your knees forward. Drop backwards. Arms against the wall. Just push up through the core. Just push up as much as you can. Relax down. Okay, just come over, just go into child's pose. Okay, so I'm going to get onto our back now. And I've just realised that I'm going to get on my back and you guys are not going to be able to see me. So basically, you can get, hoping you can still see me. You get your buttocks as close to the wall as you can. Now, you can have a block underneath or a cushion if you need to. We are going to kind of incorporate that in a minute. But at the moment, if you're okay, just on the floor, arms out to the side, either palms up our palms down, whichever feels the most comfortable for you. And we're just going to work using one leg at a time. So we're going to pull it forward to the side. And then just gentle movements. But try and use your abdominal muscles to bring your leg up. You can go all the way up and down. Way up. I've got a bite on the back of my left leg and the edge of my kitchen counter is just in the right place to get the itch. Okay, I'm going to do the other side. Now, obviously, you guys don't have to move your feet forward in order to do it. You can just do it as you are, but I've got a lip there, so I can't just, because as I come back up, I'm just going to hit it. So I'm just pulling my leg forward a little bit as well. Now, just go as far as you can. Now, if having your legs up is more than enough, and that's okay. If just maybe coming to one side or just maybe doing this, that's all you can handle, that's okay. But what we're trying to do is take the pressure through the stomach and not so much in the legs. Okay, relax that down. Pop your feet up against the wall so your feet are flat on the surface. And we're just going to push out and onto our shoulders. Now, if you feel that you can put your hands behind you and cup underneath your hips and lift your legs forward. And they're either up in the air or you can bring them over. I always feel like I'm going to fall somewhere. And that gives you a big stretch in the back. If you can't do that, just keep your feet where they are. And lift up. And just relax yourself down. Stretch those legs out again. Facing your palms down this time. Pop your feet on the wall. Now this might feel like, okay, Finn, that's enough. But we're going to put a bit of a twist in it. So we're going to come over just one step to the right. We're just going to lift. I'm going to come down. Back to the middle. And then one step to the left. Not doing a lot. And if you can't do it, just stay in the middle and try a bit of movement there. Just push out there. Relax down. Okay. Pop your back so your buttocks back up against the wall. And you can either get a block or a rolled up blanket. Just lift yourself up and place the block underneath the middle back. So there is an arch in your back and your buttocks are heading back to the floor. So you might need to adjust it a little bit. I'm going to open the arms, the legs. This is a really big bend on the back, so just be careful. If it starts to feel like it's pinching or pulling in all the wrong places, just take the block out and just relax into this pose. Now, my buttocks are still not actually touching the floor. Not everybody's does. It may do over time with more back bends like this, but these are not normal bends for your back. This is a little bit more unusual, so it takes a while, but it does just to help to strengthen them. So don't be too harsh on yourself if your buttocks are still up high or if it's really uncomfortable. Okay, lifting up through the shoulders, go slowly, because your back's going to be like, oh man, I don't want to go the other way. We're just going to push up one more time. Tuck those hands behind you. Just stay like this. Now, if you feel like you've got it in you, relax your arms down on the floor beside you. And we're just going to drop down, not touch the floor, and lift ourselves back up. Just going to do 10 of these. Now, if you can't do 10 of these, just stay where you were. So we're not touching the floor, lifting back up. Try and keep, if you can, your feet flat against the wall. Might not work, your heels might come up, mine are. Just see what you can give. Okay, relax your back down, all the way to the floor. Nearly done. Then we're going to go into a nice relaxing pose. Pop your buttocks back up against that wall. You're just going to drop your legs either side. Hold on to the inside of your thighs. Just pull them apart slightly till you get a real big stretch. And then just rest there. Really engage those feet. So you're going to do 4 breaths like this. And then 4 breaths, ballerina toes. Okay, relax those toes. Bring your legs back up. Getting stuck on the end. Bring your legs back up. Crunch them down and just drop to one side. Oh. Try and keep your arms over this end. You can hold onto the wall. You can have it here. It depends how long your arms are, really. I'm just going to swing over all the way to the other side. My blocks are in the way. Don't push too hard through this. It's a really, really big stretch. You feel it all around your back. Probably in like some of the spinatus and the edge of your trapezius, even on, you know, the edge of your obliques. Come back up to the middle. Cross those legs. Now, we're going to do a cross-legged upside down Shavasana. So if you're okay to stay like this, then just grab your blocks, your blankets, your cushions, whatever you need. If, however, it's making you feel a bit dizzy, or it's really kind of interrupting your flow and you don't feel like you can do it, just go into normal corpse pose. So what we would do when we're doing Shavasana, and just relax there. But if you're okay and you feel like, actually, yeah, I can stay in this position, it's okay. Just grab your bits and pieces. Cover your toes. Get yourself nice and as comfortable as you can. I'm going to plant my elbows and rest my hands on my thighs, and that's just going to give me a little bit of support while I'm in this position. But you don't have to. You can even have your legs straight if you want. So you could even be up against the wall like this with your arms out to the side, which for some people is a lot more comfortable. It all depends what works for you. You know what I'm like? Quite free and easy. Find your path. Because what's good for me might not be actually good for you. So I'm just going to kind of rest here. Okay. Now we're going to work on our breath. And we're going to breathe, because we're on our really laying flat on our back. We are going to breathe so that we would feel our abdomen rising, but we'll also feel as if the back of our ribs and the back of our lungs is trying to push into the floor. So we're kind of really expanding the chest here and getting into some of those intercostal muscles. So nice deep breath in and sigh it out. Deep breath in. Sigh that out. And again. And sigh it out. 2 more breaths like that. Allow your breath just to return to normal. I want you to recall the intention that you set for yourself at the beginning of your practice. So whatever intention it was that you had set for yourself, just bring that to mind. And just repeat the word. And try and bring it in line with your breathing. So as you're breathing in, you are saying the word. As you're breathing out, there is silence.
Now, if the mind wanders, that's absolutely fine. You can either just follow your thoughts, see where it leads you, as long as you don't linger with any one thought. Just allow them to pass, unhindered. And if you'd rather still just focus on your intention, and you feel like your mind is wandering, just bring your attention back to your breath. And perhaps just lengthen it out a little bit. Remember to have a loose jaw. For your shoulders not to be near the ears. Okay. Bring your awareness back to your body. And depending on where you are, you're going to get some wiggling going of your fingers and your toes. You may or may not be able to do some rotations. If you can't do rotations, just do flexions and extensions. Bring your knees into your chest. Now remember, we've been heavy on the back for a while, so each movement you need to do really slowly. We're just going to lift up and hug our knees. Drop down to one side. If you're up against the wall, just drop down and relax. I'm going to slowly come back up to seated. Now again, if you've been on your back the whole time, really heavy, just take your time coming up. Straighten up through the spine. Straighten up through the crown. Some movement into the neck, just gentle side to side. No sudden jerking movements. Just nice and soft. Drop your chin down to your chest. And then we're just going to curl over and stretch the back out the opposite way. Inhale, back up to tall back, tall crown. Bring your palms together, thumbs to your heart center. Pop that beautiful smile on your face. Slowly, ever so slowly, just blink those eyes open. Okay. From my heart to yours, namaste. Now, hopefully you really enjoyed that session. It's really heavy on the back, so you might need to just give yourself a few movements if you feel that you need to, just to relieve that pressure. Some counter movements, so kind of coming over a little bit, and some arches, a little bit of a flexion extension on the back. That'll be fine. It sounds like my pooch is back, so I'm going to sign off before she comes in and destroys the world and your peace. I love you all. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.